Thank you for the introduction. So I am just going to give a brief overview. It's difficult to go in depth, but just our approach to athletic development at Chelsea Football Club. And this is one part of it. There's other areas, but this is largely going to, sorry, we'll start with that. So it's going to be largely focused around more the off-field work, so developing strength, power, movement skills, getting our approach and how we phase that throughout our program, and then the why as well. Okay, so I'll start off with our mission statement. So apologies in advance, by the way, as I transfer that over to Ezzy, some of the font and etc. has been messed up. But so our mission statement is to cultivate durable and robust athletes by developing physical competencies in order for each individual to reach their athletic potential. And I think that's something that is consistent along other football clubs. I think generally as an athletic development department or sports science department, that is our roles within the clubs to help improve the athletic potential of each individual. But I think again, I'm not sure exactly how we differ from other clubs, but our approach to this is definitely surrounded around these two concepts, skills and capacities, and there's a different approach or more of an emphasis of each one at each age group. So what I mean by skills, skills I refer to a lot of the motor control, coordination, general movement skills, and a range of them, but also then the capacity is referring to more the strength, the speed, mobility, all these different areas. So I think it's very understood that there's an equal importance on both. And again, with all the things that are coming out around strength and conditioning, how important it's been for a number of years, the improvement in one's individual capacity is really important. But also, I think we take an approach to really emphasize the importance of skills to support those. And I think that quote sums it up for me quite well. So developing capacity is only as useful as his level of integration. And what that suggests is that, okay, you can be strong and an individual can be really strong and really powerful and have their muscles can do multiple things. However, their ability to apply it in the context of their sport or their position is really important to making use of that. And I guess another analogy might be software and hardware. Okay, hardware is great, but also without the software, you can't utilize the hardware. So that's how I tend to see it and how we tend to see it at Chelsea. So I'm going to go on to what does this look like? And I will go, and there'll be a video at the end to kind of bring it together and show you what it actually looks like in action. However, across the age groups, so at the foundation phase, 9 to 12s, similar to what Ezzy's spoken about in terms of the diversification of the program, there's a large emphasis on general movement skills. Okay, and we feel like it's really important for our individuals to be general athletes, not specific to the sport. And can we develop a bunch of movement skills that are from different sports, whether that is rolling, whether that is vaulting, whether that is changing direction, whether that's jumping. So can we equip our athletes to be able to be competent in a multiple different examples or situations or contexts? And that has been quite a tough approach to push towards the parents, because they do come, again, it's a specialised environment, they do come to see their boys play football, so it can be quite confusing for them when they do see players doing rolling or doing other things that are not football. So there's a real emphasis on that, and then the capacities comes from some of the mobility work, some of the strength-based work that we do, because we do still place a value on it. However, we believe that their capacities will be developed through the skills that they learn. So if it is jumping, they might be able to develop some strength from doing jumping and a range of different types of jumping, for example. And then when we get to the youth development phase, so 13-16s, growth and maturation becomes a real big factor. And actually the importance of having more capacity to manage in and around those growth spurts, some of the changes that happen to their body are really important, but also a re-education of some of the skills, the movement skills, are really important to help them to avoid injury and to help them to learn how to use their body again as I'm sure you guys know, there's a lot of changes that tend to happen around that age. And then when we get to the older boys, 17s and 23s, again, there's a larger emphasis on performance, but we're still developing, and these skills become more sport specific. So they need to be good at running, being acceleration, whether it's top speed, whether it's change direction. However, yes, there's a lot of improvement made from developing their capacities within that. However, they are still skills. To be able to change direction is still a skill, especially in context to changing direction in regards to someone else. There's a skill to be able to perceive something, or perceive the distance, or perceive how you need to disguise your change direction, however it might be. Those are still skills, and we feel like it's really important for our individuals to develop those alongside each other to maximise the capacities. So hopefully that gives a clear understanding of how it varies for our programme. It's just a shift of emphasis, and I don't think it's two clear differences. I think they definitely merge within, and you get a lot of benefits from either one, working on skills and capacities. Okay, so this is some of our, especially our younger ages, you can't see it, might not be able to see it clearly, but we have our pillars which we focus our programme around. So again, we try to think of all these different skills that we want our individuals to develop from different sports, from different contexts, and we have a movement pillar, we have a stability pillar, and we have a strength pillar. So the strength one is typically where we will go down to the basic skills, so can they squat, hinge, push, pull, etc., and which might be a bit more familiar within the capacities area. But then we also have stability, which is all around being stable in a bunch of different movements, whether it's crawling, whether it's being stable while you're grappling, whether it's balancing, and the movement refers to more the locomotor skills. So you're jumping, you're running, you're changing direction. So we try to give an equal distribution in terms of contact time within our program, because we value them all, especially at the younger ages, and then they become more refined as we move through the program, because we want it to be more sport specific. Okay, so hopefully that gives a clear understanding as how, and there's some examples of how we might vary those. And then here's a short video, I don't know if it will play, it should play. This is a bit outdated, however, it just gives you a bit of context as to how it looks. Okay, and we've revamped our programs, our pillars, and we've changed it, but still gives some context around that. So there's a large emphasis on the program being fun, especially from a buy-in perspective, and that's really important. And again, to build a bit of a culture towards how people perceive physical development. I think fun is definitely a good way to introduce that. And then, as Ezi might have alluded to earlier, explaining the why as a result of that. So we've through having a fun program, we've definitely seen the benefits as the boys are going through, and it's a lot less of a challenge to get on players to understand the value of that as they progress through our program. And a lot of these sessions are within the practice, so short blocks, 10 minutes of contact time that are quite, instead of having a blocked approach, they vary within age groups or within sessions, just to suit the sessions, but also to have a bit of variability in how we deliver it, as we've found that it's quite a good approach to developing these skills from a skill retention perspective, but also, again, just to keep the players guessing, and they don't know, they come training, they don't know really what to expect, which is a value of, it's something that we value within our program. I also might have gone over a little bit. Okay, hopefully that gives you a good understanding of how that all comes together, and yeah, on to you, Rosie.